You see a native speaker of English. You want to ask for directions to the nearest coffee shop. You open your mouth, and what comes out is there coffee? Or maybe coffee shop, a total mess. Does this sound familiar to you? You know exactly what you want to say. The words are right there, but they come out in the wrong order, making you feel awkward and just wrong. You see that confused look on the other person's face, and that little spike of anxiety shows up. And then that awkward silence. It's a feeling that can absolutely crush your confidence and make you want to just stop trying. Well, that frustration ends today. The difference between a confusing question and a perfectly natural one isn't about being a grammar genius. It's a formula. In fact, it's just three simple formulas that you can learn right now. Namaskar. I'm Rohit, a CELTA qualified Indian English teacher, and for years I've helped students just like you break through the wall of confusing grammar. In this video, I'm going to teach you the three concept formulas that native speakers use to ask any question in English. This is going to help you stop guessing and start speaking with confidence. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact tools to build clear, correct questions for pretty much any situation. We are going to transform you from a hesitant speaker into someone who can ask what they need, start a conversation, and actually sound natural. Let's get right into it. Let's start with our very first formula. This is the foundation for a huge number of questions in English. We use this for closed questions, which is just a fancy name for questions you can answer with a simple yes or no. Think about a basic statement. You like tea. You like tea. So how do we turn this into a question? A lot of learners just try changing their voice. You like tea? And yeah, people might understand you, but it doesn't sound natural and it's not quite grammatically correct. The secret is to add a little helper word at the beginning. That word is either do or does. The first formula is do does plus subject plus base verb plus question mark. Let's break that down for you. The subject is the person or thing doing the action, like I, you, he, she, the dog, my friend. The base verb is the main action word in its simplest form, like work, play, eat, live. No ing, no ed. And this is important, no s at the end. We use do for the subjects like I, we, you, and they. So, you like tea becomes do you like tea? They live in the city becomes do they live in the city? We need to leave now becomes do we need to leave now? Do you now see how that works? Just add do to the front and you've got a perfect natural sounding question. Now, what about does? We use does for third person singular subjects. He, she, and it. Now, this is where a super common mistake happens. So listen up. Let's take the statement, she works in an office. Notice the verb works has an S on the end. That's the normal rule for present tense statements with he, she, or it. But when we make a question, the S on the main verb disappears because its power moves to our helper word does. Does now carries the S for us. So, she works in an office becomes does she work in an office? Not does she works in an office. This is a common error, but now you know the secret. The S can only be in one place and in one question. It's on does. Let's try another one. He plays the guitar. How do we ask this? That's right. Does he play the guitar? The S from the plays is gone. One more. It rains a lot here becomes does it rain a lot here? This first formula is your key to unlocking maybe half of all the questions you'll ever need to ask. To answer them, you can just say yes or no. But if you want to sound more natural, use the helper word in your reply. Do you like tea? Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. Does she work in an office? Yes, she does. No, she doesn't. It's that simple. You're already on your way. Okay, so now you can ask a yes or no question. But what if you want more details? What if you want to know where, what, when, why, or how? This brings us to our second secret formula, which just adds a little something to the first one. I call it QASM formula. It's a memory tool to help you build perfect sentences every single time. Q is for question word. These are the words that open up the conversation. What, where, when, why, who, how. A is for auxiliary verb. That's our helper word from before. Do or does. S is for subject. Again, that's I, you, he, she, it, we, they. M is for main verb, the base form of action like live, work, study, play. So the formula is question word plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus question mark. Let's see it in action. Remember our first question? Do you like tea? That's an ASM question. Now let's put a Q word on the front. What if we want to know the reason? We add why. Why do you like tea? QASM. It's like building Legos. You just snap the new piece onto the front. Let's go back to our other examples. Our statement was, she works in an office. Our yes or no question was, does she work in an office? It's ASM. Now let's ask where. We just add where to the front. Where does she work? QASM. Notice again the main verb is work, not works. Does is doing all the heavy lifting. Let's practice this QASM formula a couple of more times. Imagine you want to know what time your friends are coming. The statement in your head might be, they arrive at 8 p.m. The QASM formula shows you how to ask. You need the time, so the question word is when. The subject is they, so the auxiliary verb is do. The main verb is arrive. Put it all together. When do they arrive? QASM. This QASM structure is one of the most powerful tools in English. It stops you from saying jumbled things like why he learns Spanish or where she works. By remembering QASM, you build a perfect question every single time. It takes all the guesswork out of speaking. On to our third and final secret. This one is the big exception, and it's for the most common, most important, and almost most confusing verb in English, the verb to be. The verb to be has three present tense forms: am, is, and are. I am, he, she, it is, we, you, they are. The verb to be is special. It's what I call a strong verb. It doesn't need a helper like do or does. It can make a question all by itself. It's a bit of a rule breaker. So, for this verb, we throw our do or does formulas out the window. The new formula is much simpler. For a yes-no question, it's just am, is, are plus subject plus question mark. You just take the verb to be and move it to the front of the subject. It's a simple swap. Let's look at a statement. You are ready. To make it a question, we just swap the subject and the verb. Are you ready? Another statement. He is a doctor. Swap them. Is he a doctor? And another one. They are at home. Swap them. Are they at home? There is absolutely no do or does here. Saying do you be tired is a classic mistake. Because are is a strong verb and we just say are you tired? So what about information questions with our Q words? What, where, who? We use the exact same logic. We take our new to be questions and just add the Q word to the very beginning. The formula is question word plus am, is, are plus subject plus question mark. Let's go back to our swapped question. Are you ready? If you want to know why, just add why to the front. Why are you ready? How about is he a doctor? Maybe you want to know what his job is. What is his job? And a really common one you've definitely heard a million times. Statement is, you are from Japan. Yes, no question. Are you from Japan? Information question. Where are you from? The biggest point of confusion for learner is knowing when to use do or does and when to use is MR. The secret is simple. Look at the main verb. If the main verb is to be, is MR, you use formula number 3. You just swap. If the main verb is any other action verb, work, play, eat, live, study, you need the helper do or does and you use formula 1 or 2. Compare these two questions. Where do you live? We use do because the main verb is live. Where are you from? We use are because the main verb is are, from, to be. Mastering this difference will make you sound much more natural. Okay, time for a little challenge to see what you've learned. I'm going to give you 3 statements. Your job is to turn them into questions and drop your answer in the comments below. You have to practice. It's the only way this will stick. Here are the statements. Go ahead and pause the video and write your 3 questions in the comments. Don't be shy. This is the perfect place to practice without any pressure. I'll be reading and checking as many as I can. And there you have it. The 3 secret formulas to ask almost any question in English. Let's do a super quick recap. Formula number 1. The yes-no formula. For action verbs, start with do or does. And remember to drop the S from the verb when you use does. Does she work here? Formula number 2. The QASM formula. For information questions with action verbs, just use the order question word, do, does, subject plus main verb. Where do you live? Formula number 3. The to be exception. When the verb is, am, is, or are, forget about do or does. Just swap the subject with the verb. Is he tired or where is he? These 3 formulas are your best friends now. They remove the fear and the guesswork, so you can stop worrying about grammar and focus on the conversation. No more jumbled messes. The absolute best way to make these formulas stick is to actually use them. So here is my challenge for you today. Write 1 question using each of these formulas in the comments below. That's 3 questions in total. Ask me anything, I'll read as many as I can and give you some feedback. If this video finally made English questions click for you, please give it a like. And it really helps me reach more students like you. And of course, hit subscribe and that little notification bell so you never miss a lesson. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Keep practicing and I'll see you in the next video.